Greetings everyone, hello and welcome to Frostpunk 2. Finally the beta is among us and we can have a look at first hand at this really promising upcoming city builder survival game. And without further ado, actually I would like to jump right in. This is an early access beta or closed beta version that we're playing here right now. There is no story mode yet available, no scenarios. There is going to be an endless mode available, and a glimpse of that we can try out right now. We're starting with nothing on in the icy apocalypse into a hopeful future, and hopefully leading our city to survive, grow, expand, and prosper. And this game, as they say, is vastly different than the predecessor, and Frostpunk 1 was already amazing with a lot of micromanagement, and Frostpunk 2 is taking this to a greater level, to huge districts and huge cities that you're building and not single buildings really anymore. And yeah, without further ado, let's jump into Frostpunk 2 closed beta. Go, 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 go. A new beginning. The end of the world changes people. It changed us. Us, the foragers, natural survivalists adapted to harsh frostland conditions. The machinists, descendants of groups that built the initial cities and maintained the machinery. We choose you as our steward to lead the city as overpopulation looms and resources dwindle. We all dream of a better future. What it should look like, this we can't agree on. Tension stirs and radicals rear their heads. Navigating this will be your ultimate challenge. The city must not fall. And with that, yeah, once again, we're back in the Frostlands. It's been a while, and there's our city. And as we can see, the generator is still there. All nice and well. The coal is running out though, and we have to colonize the Frostland. But first, we located some coal deposits in rough terrain around the city. And ladies and gents, there we are, finally. Oh god. Frostpunk 2 it is, and yeah, we can see it is looking so much more different, right? We can zoom out really far and have just a really small fraction of our city there. We can also zoom in really close into the city itself, into the heart of the city that we have right now. And yeah, it is week 1, day 7. We have 1916, so we're playing after the events of Frostpunk 1. And yeah, we have calm weather right now, so this is pretty much the same, negative 20 degrees right now. There is some temperatures drop on the horizon, and we have a population of what? What exactly? No, it's not 600 anymore, it's 8,000 people that are living right now in the city, and this is only a progress level 2%. That is probably pretty crazy. Now we also have two communities that are working with us right now, the foragers and the machinists, and both of them, so machinist, it is actually, I'm sorry if I'm saying this here wrong, and these guys here, these two groups, the foragers and the machinists, they're now working in this district here and working together. Not really, right? Tensions between them is the one that we need to get cracking. Now we have a first goal here, access the coal deposits in the Frostland. For this, let's have a look at my building menu. It's also a bit different. We're not building buildings anymore, we're building districts, right? And we have to start with something, and that is the frost breaking. This actually costs me some workforce, and teams of workers with heavy equipment breaking ice and preparing ground so that the city can be expanded. And we need to find us some coal deposits. Yeah, you might actually see this over there, and we can actually dig ourselves then over there, and we need to make sure that this is actually the size of a district, right? So it can't be too small, and there's no one tile, right? We have 5 tiles, for example, that we need to get cracking. And as you can see, there is now also the machinery, and we have 450,000 coal in this deposit. And this is basically now an area that we clear for the real district to be built then. Alright, while this is happening, we can also check out up here, we have some heat stamps right now. This is going to be needed for my population. We have some cores, 25, which is quite a bit. The workforce is 4,500. Over here we have then our heat levels and our coal, our housing, our food, our goods. This is something new, right? So stockpile of goods that we're going to have. And over here then also a guard squad. Surplus is 12 right now from the central district. Alright, there it is. It has been cleared, and now we can build that extraction district right on top of it. And for this we need to make room. As you can see, the game tells me I need 6 tiles for this here to fully work, right? And we probably will go ahead then and build us that district. It is getting then already connected to my central hub that we have over here. It's also cold right now, extremely increased by shelter scarcity. That's a problem that we have right now. Also, we have a minor crime problem. So once again, there's problems then coming up as well as it's getting colder. Also some diseases we have right now in the city. Looming cold. As the cold problem in our city continues to worsen, we must take action to protect our citizens. In these harsh conditions, people need a roof over their heads and enough heat to warm their homes. Is the generator powerful enough to heat the city? Or do we need to extract more fuel? If our current methods aren't enough, we should consider alternatives. Cold has risen to a concerning level. And once again, the pressure is mounting already. And after a short time, the extraction district has been finished. And we secured a new source of coal, but now we need shelter. Without it, people will still freeze to death, regardless of how hot the generator runs. The closer to the generator or other shelter, the better. We cannot afford to lose more heat than we have to. So this is also something new. The districts themselves that are being heated are radiating their heat as well to some degree, right? That we need to make sure that we use as well. So housing district it is, and use the warmth from the central district or another housing by constructing housing in close proximity. And this is something we can do. And as you can see, the further I get out, there is no heating here. But if I attach it right away to my city, we actually get some heat out of this. Some basic heat at least, right? And yeah, let's build the next housing district. And as we can see, they're actually also quite in size, right? And there you go. So I guess we can also then already see that, yeah, to some extent, we'll need to carefully manage those tiles around the districts. And the first housing district has been finished, and we can build the next one right away. Each one of these districts costs me workforce to maintain the district and also heat stamps, right? So we cannot endlessly expand this as we want. Let's have the next one, yeah, right next to this housing district. Close to that mountain over here, where it's then also ending, right? And up here we can see there's some iron ore and some fertile ground. Oh, this is interesting. We're going to have some farming. Past hot houses, perhaps? We'll just see. Also some frozen forests again for the sawmills, ready for sawing, I guess. Security for the future. Stuart, we're extracting more coal than we currently need to provide adequate heat to the city. As such, we have begun to stockpile the surplus. At the moment, we have ample storage space left. However, this space will eventually be filled and any additional coal will be left out in the elements, rendering it worthless. If we do not wish to lose the surplus, we should build more depots. And for this, we actually have not only districts, we also have buildings, right? Smaller buildings. So I was a bit wrong there in saying we're not buildings. We're not building buildings anymore, but we are rather sometimes building stuff like depots now that we have there, right? We have the fuel depot, the food depot, and the goods depot, and then also materials. This one here is, for example, for various resources that we have them in surplus as well. I think though by now we should not get ahead of ourselves here. We have the housing district coming up. With heat from the generator and shelter for everyone, we're safe from the cold now. But as the city grows, it will not be enough. The machinists and foragers have different opinions on how to improve the city further. We need a place to develop ideas for the future. Expand the housing district, and with this also provide a special building to this district. So each district has special buildings, and this one is the research institute and unlocks the idea tree, so basically the tech tree that we have. Increases also research speed. It demands, however, heat. And with this, we need to find us a slot for it. Before we can do this, though, we need to expand the district, right? So a basic district is not working for this. We need to expand this one. So there we have it. Expand the district to provide a building slot. And let's just see, we need 3 slots for this. Over here. This once again also costs me some heat stamps. There we have it, and now we should be able to build us that research institute. There it is. There's a slot for a building now available that we can use. A small crowd gathers outside of the new research institute, arguing how to exploit the last coal veins. The machinists want us to learn on machine-powered mining, but foragers would have us pursue a more frugal solution. They would never display such discord in the captain's heyday. You have to choose who to entrust with developing their ideas. Alright, I will make that decision now. And we need ideas to move forward. Different communities have different needs, so whatever I go for, I will definitely make the other ones angrier, right? And as we can see, there's going to be a lot of tech here, right? So this is the ones that we can see. We have 3 trees available then, also the economy tree here, and then also the society tree that we have on top of that, with hospitals and watchtowers. For survival, we need to start with the coal mines, and requires an extraction district, mining operations where residue coal dust is sucked up and compressed into briquettes to make maximum use of the resources. This will cost me additional workforce, but I guess that's the whole idea. And we need to pay, what is it, 50 food stamps again? Or was it coin now? No, it's food stamps. Or heat stamps, right? Heat stamps, that's actually the money. So in this case here, that's coin that we have. So this is now being researched. And there it is, the dust coal mine has been researched. This is a new building now that we can use then in the coal mine. And now we can build it. Wait a second, perhaps we might need to... No, there is no expansion needed for this district. We can just build it right away with the 80 heat stamps and some workforce that we still have left. This will increase the coal output of this area, needed because right now we have a balance, right? Requirement and output is the same. So we're not really stockpiling anything right now. There's also no more coal deposits close by. So this is why we need to do this right now. Also interesting, from afar we can see immediately extraction zone, housing zone. And there's also the new dust mine. With the new mine, we have enough coal output to last us a while. Yet differences between communities remain. Even under the previous leader, plans have existed to establish a council to settle such differences. More pressing problems always delayed them. The time has come, Stuart. The people want to say in how the city is run. Alright, we now need to build a city hall in the central district that we have over here. If we click on a district, we also can see the generator here, for example, we can turn off and on. The overdrive once more, right? And we can see that there is a building slot available to us. And we want to use this now for council hall, for 80 food stamps. 20 heat is being required by this again. So this will increase my coal consumption once more. And there it is. The council gathers for the first time, right in here in the center. We can also see that the scale is a bit different, right? It's looking like we're tilted a bit. But everything appears to be much bigger than before. First council session, people jeer as the gates of the council open. It feels like a piece of the world lost to the frost has been regained. The people are hopeful to have their voices heard. While the machinists and foragers clash about our survival strategy, neither has a firm stance on the economy or social issues. However, many in their ranks do, though they keep to the shadows for now. Oh, and we're now in the building. And the people of the city sent 100 delegates to represent them. Your role as a steward is to propose laws that will be put to a vote. However, communities have different outlook on many things. You may have to negotiate or pressure them to get enough support. Oh, this seems rather complex. Survival it is. Let's just have a look at that. First of all, do we have a mission here? Enact a new law through a successful vote in the council. Alright, so it's any law that we can go with. We have, for example, the resources, the frostland, the efficiency. Let's have a look into economy, citizenship. There are no clear rules about who can settle in the city. Let's start with money, right? Basic necessities are customarily provided without compensation, but practice can differ from place to place. And with that, we can increase the heat stamps income per capita. So have a look at this. There's nothing enforced right now, and we can have the free essentials or the paid essentials. And yeah, this one here is towards merit, and this one is towards equality. I mean, we're fighting for our survival, so idealist is not really for me. Equality, what is equality if we're dead? So in this case here, heat stamp income is increased and resource production efficiency is slightly increased. People are divided in both of them. Let's go for the merit tree and try to make this work. As we can see, the council has started, and 4 are 20 against are 10, and hesitant are 17. We can now pressure the delegates. We are tolerated right now. Negotiate. We probably should still do this here, and we could negotiate with the foragers. They're mostly hesitant, or the machinists. Let's go with the foragers. And we probably will have to give them something in return. So for example, we can promise them expedition support. Everyone must aid expeditions by helping them prepare for their journeys. This seems about right. With that, we actually get 59 that are for this law here. Let's accept. And with that, you can go out there and vote. That was actually, yeah, decisive. And with that, that vote has it. Perfect. The new law has been agreed on. Good. There are challenges ahead. Improving coal extraction is a success, but the vein will only last so long. We need to explore the Frostland for a permanent source of fuel. That's the first step in our colonization effort. If we don't take it, the city will have no future. This concludes the task. Alright. And the stockpiles are depleted of food, and we must expand our districts or establish new ones to provide more supply. We need more food supply, that is. Yeah, we're rather low on that. Establish a food colony would be the next one here. Actually, we got a new district there. Food district today, 600 workforce and 100 heat stamp. It will require some heat again, and also now some materials that we have them. We have a surplus of that right now. Not really. So this is equal almost, right? Build also a logistics district and find a permanent source of fuel. However, we have actually 4,000 materials in the stockpile right now, so I can actually build both of them, right? I do need the logistics district for enabling sending frost and charting expeditions. Let's just see where we might send them, I think, out there, right? So it makes sense to have the expedition district a bit further outside, the logistics one, that we can have then here. Oh, is it dedicated? So there it is, one of these, right? An old way station, ruins of an old way station battered down during the whiteout years. And this is where we need to have these logistic points, because from here on we can venture outside. However, I think we'll need to clear a path to this area first. There you go. Right, frost breaking once more, going to take a while. In the meantime, we can also establish a food colony. A food district. Probably, somewhere over here. Ah, we need to place it on a food resource, right? Like this one here. There you go. A new food district is coming along. Also a fuel colony. I think this will we not have yet close by. And industrial. That is the materials colony, perhaps. All right, 2 constructions on our way right now. Reducing my supply again. There's the frost breaking. And now we should be able then to use one of these here. Still not. We need to clear quite a bit of snow there. And there is also the food district. Also, colder season is upon us. And with that, we also have an increased heat generation. And with that, also higher demand for coal. And there's now my food district. The workforce is working there. Oh. The lack of a law regulating childhood is causing tension to rise throughout the city. So we need to do something about that too. Alright, let's have a quick look at my council there again. For society, it is most likely family, childhood. And we can define rules now here. Mandatory school or family apprenticeship. All children must work along one of their relatives, or to guarantee that all children have the skills and knowledge needed in the city, we will establish a mandatory school program. Heat stamps income per capita is decreased again, but still, I think with this, we're going the right way. Let's negotiate once more. We should probably also give something to the machinists, right? Anyway, the foragers won't negotiate at all, so they don't like this. The machinists would. And you have to vote for it, please. And what should I promise them in return? We could flat out fund their projects. I don't like the demolish the dust coal mine. They don't like this, in fact, the mining operation there. But without it, we would die. I mean, come on. This is not reasonable. And policy city development effort. Everyone must support the extraction work to gain more resources. And with this, we would actually get it. You can vote for it now. And I think mandatory school gets passed with this. Perfect. The second law in effect. And with that, we have hopefully no more childhood problems right now at hand anyway. Frost breaking, how's it coming along? Should be finished now. There it is. Perfect. And we can build our first logistics district right over here. I love how detailed these constructions are and those districts. Now we need to pass the expedition support. We have still some time for this. And then also the city development effort. How's my food looking now? Surplus is there. Very nice. Not quite there though yet at the moment. We have plenty of food in stock. Not really too. What's going on here? To me it seems we don't have enough food right now. Alright. City approach trail. The lack of a law regulating outsiders is decreased population. There is an entrepreneur coming in. Roaming the streets without regulations. Alright. Where are they coming from anyway? We are in the Frostland. Alright, let's finish this district here. That will open up then expeditions that we can have. There we have it. Scouring the Frostlands is now possible. And with that, expeditions we have. And this opens up, once again, a bigger map around us. And we can now go to these areas with our expeditions. To the plains, for example, it's a safe territory over there. Vast expanse of relatively low elevation. Safe territory, fast to charge, few Frostland teams required. We might find some food over there. It requires 10 teams. And we have 10 teams. Also the valley over there. As we can see, for example, that there are also... Oh, there's a river. Could be an indicator of an underground resource, likely oil or gas over here. The mountain, for example, requires 40 Frostland teams. So this is actually a really challenging area, right? Oh, there's also an event here. Growing hunger. It has risen. Build food districts or research buildings to search the Frostland and fight it. Yes, it's doing this. Let's go with the plains. Start this expedition. Currently charting the area now, right? With the team that we have. Let's expand the food district. Simply because we need to. Might also consider a second food district if we had the resources close by. Up here we have it, right? But this is inaccessible for me right now. I also cannot frost break my way up there. I mean, can I? Oh yeah, I could do it here, right? That's a lot of frost breaking there again. And once again also, ice bloods formed in support of dust, coal, mine and paid essentials. That's William Hoff, a hunter. So you can already see this game is having a very big exclamation point on your society this time around, right? The focus is on that. Way more than on pure survival. And with that, the ice bloods have been founded. 8% of the city. It's foragers that have been organized in a faction. Hardened survivalists, they're prone for adaptation, merit and tradition. And they seek to pass these laws here then as well. Family apprenticeship, I can already tell you that I'm not going to like them so much. There's also 19 people sick right now that we should do something about. The expedition in the meantime, I think has arrived. And is now charting the territory over there. And also the ice bloods are telling me about their motivation there right now. Food district has been expanded. I'm still looking out to get this one up, right? So with that we are producing now 108. We still have a demand of 52 though. So that's still not enough. I can only expand it though once. So we'll need to find more sources of food, or I need to research something for food. And we have the hothouses available, so we can produce more food by building this. It requires a workforce and also some heat stamps once more. Even more interesting is, however, that for this house here that requires a food district, we can also see its effect on the different factions that we have in town. For the foragers, for example, it's reducing their diseases. For the machinists, it's reducing their squalor, so the filth, grime, pollution percent in the city. It is produced by the generator and increases sickliness, and this is getting increased by that a bit. And for our new ice bloods, it is reducing, or it's increasing actually diseases a bit, right? But I like the idea, so let's continue with the hothouses. Food is super important right now. The game also tells me to go with a food colony. I totally understand this. We're still scouring the plains though, right? This still takes some time here. All right, let's go back to the city there. Find a permanent source of fuel outside of the city and pass the expedition support. I think this is a proposal for the law. And we can see here already there's a promise that I have for the ice blood, for example. I think these are rather radical, right? What do they want? Expedition support. Exploration time is decreased. And yeah, supported by foragers and ice blood. So this actually should get voted right away. Ooh, it was close though in its beginning, but I think we're still getting another boost here. Yeah, there it is. 71 once more. Promise fulfilled, hopefully. And they're delighted, the foragers. They now look upon your rule more positively and consider you a leader with integrity. So with that, a promise has been filled. The machinists, in the meantime, want to have the city development effort enacted. We'll just see. Let's wait for this a bit. Heat stamps, we're getting 13 per week right now from the population primarily. And thanks to our law, we are getting a bit more out of that, right? 2.4 more from the paid essentials then. Alright, let's just wait for the hothouses to be finished. And also, a new colder season starts. We have negative 40 degrees now. Yeah, and coal production is equal right now. Can I not do anything else here? I can still expand the district. Provides also one more building slot. There you go. Heat stamps we have plenty of. Alright, so the next one, the Outsiders, the second event that we have for this. We caught smugglers with a freezing and disoriented group of people. When warmed, fed and questioned, they spoke of the grim reputation our city has among the survivors. It's the only generator there is, but we've heard stories of what some of the guides do to people trying to get in. What should we do? The persistent lack of a law regulating outsiders is causing the crime to rise. The thing is, I can promise this. We have 30 weeks then. We already have this promise here that's more pressing though. And we have a cooldown on laws, right? So we cannot just enact one law after each other. We have a cooldown. So we need to juggle the laws there as well, on top of everything, right? With priorities set. How's it going down here in the plains? Should be finished now anytime. And there is also the Ice Bloods faction now. The machinists are actually the biggest community. There we can also fund them projects now, and they would actually then increase for us. So it's very important that we keep especially the most powerful members of society on our side. Alright, what pressing issue do we have? Housing is fine actually. Heat is not that fine. Unfulfilled heat is 90. The generator is outputting, but not enough. And the council hall is also consuming, of course. And cutthroat economy, paid essentials. That's the law that we've passed. And work goes through the worthiest. If these people were passed up, it's their own damn fault. Others are more measured and say we could provide them with a weekly allowance. Okay. Handlers make paid essentials remain unchanged. I'm doing it like that for now. We need the money. It will not be very good for the forages right now, but that's okay. Alright, I think something happened out there. Yeah, there is a ration bunker. The door to a bunker glinted in the snow, revealing a massive hoard of rations. This could provide a steady stream of food. Yeah, we cannot set up an outpost, though. Let's have a look inside. And the resources will be sent. 70. Harvest them. Is this now one of my outposts? Establish a food colony? Nope, it's just an outpost though now that is providing some food. Yes, and with that we have a surplus of food. Alright, at least that's something for now. But it's no colony at the moment, right? Since we don't have that tech, I think. So this is something we need to research. So far so good. First look at Frostpunk 2. I hope you enjoyed this one. And we continue onwards in the second episode. Stay tuned.